Hello.
I haven't seen you in a while, so we're gonna have to play an icebreaker.
Like what?
Well, let's give me a rose and thorn for this week.
Is that a good thing and a bad thing?
Yeah, this is like a church youth group thing.
Wait, let me do an intro. Welcome to the pod. This is a episode of music. We're gonna recommend some music tracks. This is my friend Tristan Tracks, who has recommended me all kinds of music over the years, and I was trying to tell him to do a podcast where he recommended tracks because I thought like he could bring that knowledge to the pod space, but he never did it. So I'm just bringing him on this podcast and making him do it here. So that's what this is. We're going to recommend like 5 or so tracks.
Yeah, I picked out 5. Hi, everyone. I'm Tristan.
And yeah, we haven't really talked for not in real life. We've had chat talk.
Right.
We haven't talked for like 2 years or something. I don't really know.
We've chatted through Instagram DMs mainly now.
Pretty much.
And through a Twitch show that I host where I play records.
Yes, Tristan has a show on Twitch called Currently Spinning, which is a great show if you want to tune in. It's got a great community, great feedback between the audience and Tristan, great visuals through the Snap lens. Actually, are you running through Snapcam right now or no?
I think a fatal
signal.
flaw is that I can't.
I'm doing it.
Oh, you have yours going?
I got mine going. Look at these voluptuous pea breasts.
I mean,
she's pretty hot.
Since this is probably an audio medium, I'm assuming this is an audio medium.
I'm going to put this on YouTube too. So
good Lord, I didn't know that was going to happen.
Yeah. She's a babe. Sweet pea.
How does it feel to embody something like that?
I feel hot. Honestly, if I could get surgery to look like this, I would.
You know, a lot of those like Instagram influencers are getting that surgery to look like their filters.
Yeah. I'm going to take this into a plastic surgeon, just a still from this. Like, that's what I want.
There's something I want. I don't need your judgment.
Just tell me yes or no. If it's no, I'll go somewhere else. So, welcome to this episode of That's All Folks, where we're going to listen to some tracks. And if you listen to this on Spotify, it'll be like a playlist. Like you'll have us talking and then you'll have the song come up and then you'll have us talking. And it'll sort of like work like that. So it's like a legal way to actually play songs in a podcast. If it's on YouTube, I think I'm just going to like maybe link to the songs or maybe pick a little bit of the song in it. I'm not really sure yet. I haven't edited this. We'll see how I edit it. But yeah, so I have 5 songs lined up, and they're all I picked songs that are all available on Spotify. So theoretically, you should just be able to line them up and knock them down. So wait, did you want to do Thorn and Rose?
Yeah, so Ryan and I haven't talked to each other in a long time, physically face to face. We've DM'd and texted a bit, but I want to kind of break the ice after not having a face to face talk in a while, and I want to do a Rose and a Thorn with you.
Okay.
I haven't even thought about mine.
I thought about it in the last 10 minutes.
Good.
My thorn is I was in a relationship where I thought we were about to hit the road, living on the road nomadically out of a car, and then she broke up with me suddenly, and now I'm living in Florida with my brother. But that's kind of but the rose, I guess, is that that I like my brother. and it's okay, and that's not the worst. It's Florida. I mean, my rose is that I've been working out and trying to get hot.
Cool. You're already hot, but you can get a different kind of hot.
Yeah. So what's yours?
I got a lot of questions to ask you about your thorn, but a rose, I got vaxxed. I got that vaccine.
Oh wow! How did you get it early? How do you qualify for that?
So my girlfriend owns a grocery store in Greenpoint, and I've been working at essentially a cheese shop in a grocery store, helping her out. Because she's kind of understaffed. It's been like really busy during the pandemic. She essentially like tripled her business.
But so like cheese, because you work in cheese, you got one?
So now is like the initial phase was like hospital workers, and the next phase now is educators and grocery store workers.
I guess it's grocery.
Yeah. So
even though it's just cheese, I mean, it's essential cheese.
I guess so. It qualifies. It's a grocery store.
That's cool. So you got one shot.
Yep, I got one of two.
That's cool.
It was insane. My arm hurt for a couple days. It was like really hard to lift it above here.
For real?
Yeah, and like I got really sick feeling like the second day.
That's not good to hear.
No, I mean it was fine. I was just like super fatigued, and apparently you can like get symptoms while your body is fighting it. I talked to one friend who got it, and I'm not gonna spread bad vibes about the vaccine because I'm very, very, very happy.
Yeah, you work in performance. You usually are a performer playing basses of different kinds. So you haven't been able to do that in almost a year now, right?
Yeah. So basically, it was in March of last year while I was on tour, supposed to go to Canada, that I started getting all these emails, and all my like wave after wave of like gigs that I had were canceled. So I basically haven't been working for a year. I've had some work on and off, and like some remote recordings and performances and stuff, but it's not the same. Maybe that's the thorn of the last 2 years. I was partially pretty pumped about it, to be honest, but also that
to be doing nothing,
my career came to a crashing halt. Yeah, on the other end of it, I used the time to write an album. I just got my test pressings of this album, and my first record, my first solo record.
Is it your name, or did you make a new band name? Just your regular name?
Put my name on it.
So you didn't make a fake like a name for yourself?
No, I'm proud of this one.
No, I just mean like, I don't know. If I were making a solo record, I think I would probably call myself something different, because it's just like your name is kind of cooler than mine. So
yeah, it's Google optimized already.
True, mine's not. Oh, I forgot you're a Garfield head. I got this Garfield shirt.
Hell yeah! Keep showing me that sexy Garfield. I gotta get Dougie into the equation. This is why you see the love of your life across the room.
So should we start the music?
Yeah, let's start the music. I mean, I thought you meant the show.
No, the show started. I mean, yeah, the show started.
Let's talk about the first track I picked out here. The first track is a tune by a Japanese artist named Haruomi Hosono. A track that Spotify lists as being from 1978. I think it's from 82, as far as I can discern. It's from his album called Philharmony, and the song's called L.D.K. Hosono is like kind of a groundbreaking electronic artist. He was a founding member of the Yellow Magic Orchestra, who were like very influenced by Kraftwerk and things like that. So one of the very early like synth Japanese bands. He's kind of credited with starting a lot of genres, including the city pop genre. And so listen to this track and kind of bear in mind that this is from the 80s, early 80s, maybe the 70s. It's a banger.
Okay.
Standing in the kitchen, can't think what to eat. I had to make my mind up. Cup noodles or Big Mac. Guess I'm tossing and turning. Can't help the spacing, I'm roaming. My love is a tearjerker, like moldy junk food. I lost my love, hearts on fire, there's no cure but drugs. Sitting in the parlor, tearjerker, like moldy junk food. I've lost my love, heart's on fire, there's no cure but drugs. Keep on driving. Keep on driving. Wall to wall, conquest. At your very feet. Wall to wall, conquest. At your very feet. Squatting in the diner. Keep on driving. I don't know where to clean. Keep on driving. I have to make my mind up. Keep on driving. Between my rubbish and psychic cure. Keep on driving. Keep on driving. This I'm tossing and turning. Keep on driving. Can't help the spacing. I'm roaming. Keep on driving. My love is a tearjerker, like moldy junk food. I've lost my love, heart's on fire, there's no cure but drugs. Keep on driving. Keep on driving. Wall to wall, comfort. At your very feet. Wall to wall, comfort. At your very feet.
Haruomi Hosono with L.D.K. off of his album Philharmony.
So felt like a Pee-wee's Playhouse sort of vibe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good. What's city pop genre?
So city pop is like is a little more straight ahead, like Japanese synth pop from the 80s. Like if you listen to that, it kind of goes in a much more standard pop, less weird direction than a lot of Hosono's music goes, but kind of like the fully integrated Japanese pop of the 80s. I can send you some.
I feel like I've seen this cover of this album somewhere, maybe like at a record store. I don't know. I do like the cover.
It's a very good cover. So that one is probably the most straightforward of the tracks on there. Some of them are just like very wild out there, chopped up vocal samples, but we're going to get a little of that later on. So I kind of wanted to start it off with a little spoonful of sugar.
Yeah. I loved it. Would I listen to it again? I don't know. I'm not sure if that's like what the goal of the show is.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that what the show is about? Is it like, are we going to give them the how many records, how many broken discs would you give this record?
Out of 5, I would give it 3.5 broken discs. Pretty good.
And that's them going onto the screen.
If you're a listener at home, what do you think? Comment below. You're watching on YouTube. Comment below. What did you think about that track? Tell me some of the feelings or imagery that came about while listening to it.
If you're listening on Spotify, turn to someone you love and tell them how you felt.
Next track. Masumi Hara.
Yeah,
another Japanese person.
Yeah, from 2 years later. So this is a Japanese artist, like you said, named Masumi Hara. This is off of the album 4X a Dream, or 4 Times a Dream. The song is called Doncha of the Moon and Stars. And this album is really wild. It really hybridizes like kind of classical sounds and very futuristic sounds. Every track is quite different. So I just, this is one of the most popular, kind of biggest takeaway tracks that I spun on the show. So I tried to sort of compile some songs that were new to me and some songs that I discovered kind of as big popular items on the show.
Okay. What was this track called again? Doncha of the Moon and
Stars.
Doncha of the Moon and Stars. Is Doncha a Japanese word or?
I don't know, but she sings Doncha a lot. You'll hear her go don cha cha, don cha, don cha cha, don cha.
Okay, let's give it a listen.
You want to hear it?
Ready?
Yeah, you have to do the count off.
A 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3.
Doncha of the Moon and Stars by Masumi Hara. That one just like glides along.
Right. Where's the next track? That was a good one. That was like very sneaky. I like the sneaky attitude there.
Yeah,
and
it's
I
like
the
a
lyric.
snake with long legs.
Don cha cha, don cha cha.
Yeah.
Good. I don't know what don cha means.
Me neither. It's got a lot of it's very kind of spare in its instrumentation, despite the fact that there's like a lot of drumming on it. I kind of like that about it. You know, there's a lot of space. Yeah. And it really just does the couple things. It donchas at you, and it's got like the
pretty dynamic still, yeah. Even though it's kind of sparse.
Yeah,
I like it. Don't have much else to say about it. That was from the mid '80s.
84, yeah.
Isn't it weird how there is like all this music that probably not that many people heard in the '80s, right?
Right. I mean, I only know about this record because it got reissued recently by a label called the Numero Group. And I was just kind of looking around because I'd started doing that DJing show. And so I'd just kind of been going to people's releases and kind of repressings and things and listening to them all. And that one just blew my mind.
Do you have a responsibility now that you've been doing the show? Let's repeat it again. You have a show on Twitch called Currently Spinning. Username Currently Spinning. It's good. You do it like maybe once a week, maybe a little less than once a week.
I do it reliably once per week, and I don't think I've missed a week.
Really?
Yep.
I recommend it. Like I said, like probably a lot. I don't know what percentage of the music I listen to, but a lot of the music that I like and love now is because of a suggestion from you. And so I'm just trying to spread the suggestions.
Spread the jams.
I feel like you have a tolerance for I'll say terrible music that I don't usually have. Like your tolerance for like tedious, difficult music is way higher than mine is, but
yeah, I mean, it's mostly because I don't find it tedious and difficult. I think it just hits my brain differently.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, that's usually, I guess, the way it goes. I might have at least a different tolerance than you, like our other old friend, Jason. Definitely a different tolerance than he has. But, you know, there's a lot of music that Jason loves that I just can't hang with. And I'm sure music that you love that I can't hang with.
Yeah, a lot of the music that I love that is like really drives me wild, I'll put it on and everyone else in the room is like, this is terrible.
I have a very distinct memory of putting on, I can't remember what record it was, many years ago now, probably like a One O Tricks Point Never record or something like that. I remember putting it on at my now ex-girlfriend's friend's place. And she turned to me and she was like, you have to turn this off. It makes me want to stab my eyes out. And I just didn't understand that at all. But it was like a very, I mean, I've sort of been encountering that all my life. But I still don't have a gauge for it. I can't tell when it's not going over well.
Me neither. Usually it's the music that like brings me to the point of like ecstasy where I'm yes. And I put it on and I'm looking around and everyone else is like covering their ears.
They hate it
and mad at me.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's not what this podcast is. I mean, I hope we find the other people that are like us.
Yeah, I think that's the thing you have to do. I'm very into this composer, and maybe if we keep doing the show, I'll play some of his stuff. Named Robert Ashley, and he's like very much like a spoken word artist, and for some reason, spoken word like pokes the euphoria part of my brain. I don't know why, but he just said that he was always composing the music that sort of lit his brain up, and his only hope that he would find people whose brains were as fucked up as his. So I think that's essentially what we're doing here.
Yeah, I hope so. You showed me Laurie Anderson, which she has a lot of spoken word stuff in there, and that stuff really does it for me too. Yeah. Just the way she talks.
Hi, I'm not home right now, but if you want to leave a message, just start talking at the sound of the tone.
The words that she uses. Yeah.
We have one of those. We have one of those type tracks on deck.
Ooh.
Hopefully we'll light up your brain today.
You like the teeth on this cat?
Yeah, you never see cats with chompers that are that flat. Like imagine seeing a cat with really flat chompers. You look like you're in Cats.
For sure.
The movie, yeah.
So the next track is...
Oh, yeah. The next track is we're shifting gears now, going to a conceptual artist, a sound installation artist named Paul DeMarinis. And this track is called Kokole. What can I tell you about Paul? So this is from a recent reissue of his music by Black Truffle, which is a great record label. I think out of Australia. I'm not sure. But the record is called Songs Without Throats. And so is like very much into speech synthesis. So he did a lot with artificial speech, artificial voice. And I think on this track and on a lot of other tracks, he played this instrument that he invented called the pygmy gamelan. And so it was like a touch sensitive stick that he would play, and there are images of it like on the cover of this record.
Oh, did you send me a video of this guy playing this thing one time?
Yeah, so he was in that cowboy opera.
Like, it's that video you sent me where they were like projecting onto like a window.
Yeah,
that guy.
Yeah,
I'll put a video of that.
Yeah,
so people can see this.
Yeah, so this instrument is called a pygmy gamelan, and that's what he's going to be playing on this track, Kokole.
I'm excited for this one.
Cool.
Ready?
Yeah.
A 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3.
Kokole by Paul DeMarinis. What if I had just had a different energy for the second half of the show?
Dude, that was good. So
Yeah, I really like Kokole. I keep coming back to that song. Like I probably listen to it like once a week.
Kokole,
Yo.
So
At one part, it sounds like it says "shimmy, shimmy." That's my favorite part. Shimmy, shimmy.
So a gamelan is what? What does that look like?
The gamelan is like an instrument from Bali or Java, and it can it's like a set of like mallet instruments, mostly. It's usually like different metal or wooden bars that you play, and like these like pitched pots.
Okay.
And gongs and things like that, and you make them in a whole family. So it's like a consort of instruments.
It's something like a xylophone or not?
I mean, there are all different instruments that are within the gamelan family. So that's like kind of the large family of instruments, and then there are subsets. And I used
species.
I used to know all the different instrument names because I played in one for a while, but now they elude me. But yeah,
I remember you were in like I remember a long time ago you were in some class where you were doing lots of Balinese gamelan stuff, and you were like, "This is awesome."
Yeah,
it was like sort of like meditation, right?
Definitely. Yeah, and also just like kind of having to groove as a unit, which is like most music making, but yeah, even more so gamelan. You really have to interlock with other people, and so that's really fun.
And this instrument is called what?
The pygmy gamelan.
The pygmy gamelan. And like, does this have any resemblance to actual like the acoustic gamelans, or is it just because it kind of sounds like one?
I wonder why he named it that, and I couldn't answer that for you. But it looks nothing like it. It probably is the fact that, it's like the he probably has some very conceptual answer for that, because he's a very conceptual artist. And at times he says that like the concept behind the art is more important to him than the end result. He's one of those artists.
I don't know if I can totally get behind that, but that's cool.
But when the results are cool, like
for sure. What do you think? This is something I wrote down, a little talking point.
Yeah.
What do you think is fun about glitchy stuff? Because this is like, it's kind of like, it's like rhythmic for a second, then it'll get off kilter and go into like another rhythm, and it kind of like sounds like glitchy. What do you think? What do you think that we like about the glitch?
It might just be uniquely us. What do I like about it? I think, especially with me, it's something that I think there are two types of people, right? There are the people that like, okay, I heard recently, not to go into like subtopics here, that what most people value in music, and the way their brains are set up into a reward system, is by when they listen to music, they go through permutations of things that they think are going to happen. And when the thing that they think is going to happen happens, it gives them a reward. It gives them a dopamine reward, some sort of rush. I think you and I are wired differently. That when we listen to music, and a lot of people I know that are kind of more into the creative process, when we listen to music that defies our expectations, we get a reward. When it does a thing that we don't expect it to do, something we haven't heard before, that's what musically turns us on. And I think there's something to glitch music that is almost a microcosm of that effect. Yeah.
Do you think, I mean, I've always heard that, like, in general, the thing we like about music or any art in general is the balance between convention and novelty and expectation and surprise.
Yes.
And I feel like maybe we just like are okay with a lot more surprises.
I think I
feel like it's
I
like
will listen to stuff multiple times, but much more often I'm trying to listen to things that I've never heard before. And I think it's why I'd like to accumulate music and explore a lot of different types of music. Is because I enjoy listening to a new record, oftentimes a lot more than listening to a record that I've heard before.
I feel like I give it both categories, but right. I feel like though you in particular have like a way better memory for music than most people, and so like a thing that you've heard before gets into your memory more quicker than other people. Like you can listen to something one or two times and it's in there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like things get older faster to you.
Exactly. Yeah. When I listen back to it, or I can essentially listen to, and I'm sure other people have this, but I can listen to a song in my brain.
Yeah.
I don't need to put it on. I can listen to it in my brain all day.
Usually you can usually like repeat the lyrics to like almost every song, right? Like that you've heard once or twice.
Yeah. I'm sure it's deteriorating as I get older.
But yeah, I don't know. I love the glitch. I'm a big glitch head.
Me too. I tried to stack this deck somewhat towards songs that I thought you might like in particular.
So shout out to all your glitch heads out there. This one's for you.
This next one's gonna be for more of the Laurie Anderson heads out there. This is a shorty.
2 minutes 18 seconds.
It's a little bit of a shorty. This one is a kind of a collaborative thing. It's by, despite what it says in Spotify, it's by an artist named Maggi Payne. And Maggi Payne was a student of Robert Ashley's at Mills College, and an amazing synth artist, computer music artist in her own right. But this is off of a record of poetry of Melody Sumner Carnahan. It's someone I wasn't aware of until last night, to be honest. I discovered this track last night. But this is a great record of all these people doing their interpretations of speaking the poems of Melody Sumner Carnahan. And so if you like this music, if you like Maggie's music, check out There's another reissue that just happened of her music. Her album Ah Ah is really good. AHHAHH.
Okay.
So let's listen to the track. She began cutting the situation into, I believe it's into sections.
Just sections. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3. Play.
She began cutting the situation into sections. Tuesday. Advertising has lowered our defenses but raised our expectations. He loves you as much as he can, but he cannot love you very much. Wednesday. They were forming a unit not based on any particular ideology or goal except its own cohesion, i.e. a persistent effort to deepen the relationship, overcome problems, and achieve some sort of permanence. Thursday. He told her to spend one whole day by the river. Friday. She promised herself she wouldn't write one more word about love. Saturday. That night, the sound of a cricket awakened her. His breathing was like a column of light that rose up from him. Sunday a.m. Trust him, but still keep your eyes open.
That was a good one.
Maggie
I like that one a
Payne.
lot.
Yeah. She began cutting the situation into sections.
The beginning, immediately, the panning, the between the ears,
Yeah.
really set me into 3D space in the best way.
Yeah.
Really love that.
Right off the bat, it puts you there. And there's this sound that happens like halfway through, this like low synth bell sound that just like starts ringing but then doesn't stop for like a minute. It's pretty overwhelming, a lot of the sounds on that track, and really good poetry. I'm trying to remember the thing she said about a cricket woke her in the night. His breathing was like a pillar of light.
It's good. So this was poems from her, or
So she
so
had
the
said-
musician is who?
Maggie Payne
Payne.
did all of the reciting and synthesized music on there, but that's the poetry of Melody Sumner Carnahan. And so like that record that's off of, I should say what the name of the record is. It says it right. The Time Is Now. It's called The Time Is Now. So it's basically all these different avant-garde artists that I love and respect, mostly in this record community called Lovely Music. And those are artists. Robert Ashley has a track on there. Joan LaBarbera has a track on there. I discovered it because I was going into the music of Paul DeMarinis, who we just listened to. He has a track on there. Things like that. Yeah.
Do you think when, what's her name again? Maggie?
Maggie Payne.
Do you think when Maggie's on the computer and trying to make these sounds, she knows what she's doing, or you think that she just comes upon these sounds and is like, "Oh, that's a good one, record"? Or what do you think? Like, because these are like sound sculptures, I feel like, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And like, unless I'm wrong, I mean, she was also making a lot of this music. I'm going to pull her record out here. She was also making a lot of this music in the 80s. So this is Maggie Payne's Ah Ah. And so like, I don't really know what her process was like, especially what the process was like back then. I think that might be Maggie.
And this track is from then?
So this record technically came out, I believe,
When's
in
track?
like 94 or so, either or 97. Here, let me look this up. Let me go to album. Although I found that like Spotify can be pretty inaccurate. It says 97 on here.
Was she on a computer at the time, you think?
I don't know. I have to look into her process, but I have no idea.
That's cool. I'm a fan. Any of the other stuff sound like that?
It's really good. You should check out that record, especially the A side. The B side is like much more expansive, like soundscapes, and the A side is a little more kind of rhythmic music. She has a track called, speaking of Gamelan, she has a track called Gamelan on side A. Look at that. Look at that. Would you look at that?
Cool.
Take a look.
You know what it reminds me of? What's that? There's an album that you told me about like maybe 5 years ago that has a triangle on it. It starts with an M. It's like Max Buck. And the song's like
Mark Fell.
Mark Fell. Sounds like Mark Fell. Yeah, kind of. It gives me the same kind of feeling in a good way.
Like also the feeling of like an ear massage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. That's like one of my favorite things.
Yeah, you should give a listen, because there's a lot of ear massage sounds on there.
All right, folks, we're coming into our last track.
Yeah, and we're gonna bring it into the future. I guess last year, the future. This is a band out of New York called Jobs, all caps Jobs, and this is a song called Striped Cotton Blanket that was out last year on their album Endless Birthdays. So Jobs is comprised of Max Jaffe, Rob Lundberg, Jessica Pavone, and Dave Scanlon. I played a concert with Jessica last year. It was one of my last concerts that I played in New York. We played this gig with a drummer who goes by the name of Man Forever, a guy named John Colpitz. And we did this like kind of evening length work that was about this car accident he got in that left him unable to play drums for a year. But she was shredding on violin, and she's going to be playing violin on this track.
Oh, very cool. All right. Ready?
Yeah.
A 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3, play.
Shared by thousands, indicate nothing healthy. Eating temperate weather, worries talking to each stripe, cotton blanket shared by thousands, indicate nothing healthy. Eating temperate weather, worries talking to each stripe, cotton blanket shared by thousands, indicate nothing healthy. Eating temperate weather, worries talking to each stripe, cotton blanket shared by thousands, indicate nothing healthy. Eating temperate weather, worries talking to each stripe, cotton blanket shared by thousands, indicate nothing healthy. Eating temperate weather, worries talking to each stripe, cotton blanket shared by thousands, indicate nothing healthy. Eating temperate weather, worries talking to each stripe, cotton blanket shared by thousands, indicate nothing healthy. Eating temperate weather, worries talking to each stripe, cotton blanket shared by thousands, indicate nothing healthy. Eating temperate weather, worries talking to each stripe, cotton blanket shared by thousands, indicate nothing healthy. Eating temperate weather, worries talking to each stripe, cotton blanket shared by thousands, indicate nothing healthy. Eating temperate weather, worries talking to each stripe, cotton blanket shared by thousands, indicate nothing healthy. Eating temperate weather, worries talking to each stripe, striped cotton blanket shared by thousands indicate nothing healthy. Eating tempered weather worries talking to each striped cotton blanket shared by thousands indicate nothing healthy. Eating tempered weather worries talking to each striped cotton blanket shared by thousands indicate nothing healthy. Eating tempered weather worries talking to each striped cotton blanket shared by thousands indicate nothing healthy. Eating tempered weather worries talking to each. Filled with objects of boundless meaning, whose meaning starting complex shared by thousands indicate nothing. Are you move thinking of money? Are you human? Want to try giving names? Do I want my name? Healthy comfort your life without language, my life without language, without names. Striped cotton blanket, my worry, my breeding, my thoughts outside myself. Is there food? Is there health? Tempered weather worries talking to each striped cotton blanket shared by thousands indicate nothing. Are you move thinking of money? Are you human? Want to try giving names? Do I want my name? Healthy comfort your life without language, my life without language, without names. Striped cotton blanket, my breeding, my thoughts outside myself. Is there health? Is there food? Is there health? Tempered God worries talking to each.
Solid track. Real solid track.
Yeah, that one I love very much, but also struck me as like one I needed to bring to you.
Yeah, I wasn't once the groove started going. Yeah, I was down.
Yeah, absolutely. And just the chanting that happens.
I like. Yeah, the rhythm was great. I'm down with that. It was definitely that's my kind of groove. Love that kind of rhythm.
Yeah,
I like the tickly sound that happens every once in a while.
Yeah, so I think that, but I could be very wrong about this. The drummer in that band is this guy named Max Jaffe, who's kind of made a name for playing these sensory percussion mesh drum heads.
Mesh?
So what that means is they're basically electronic triggers that you can play like a drum set. So it's kind of like, being a drummer who's also a synth player. And I'm imagining, and I could be wrong, there might be someone on keyboards, but he might be triggering those different bloopy noises.
Yeah, I love that. I love those. That was like a good ear tickle. And then I also love like the end where it was started ripping electronics, like it was like just like reality was tearing. Love that.
I think that's a guitar solo, and I think it sounds like someone put a guitar solo in the deep fryer.
Yeah, really great. Any other good tracks from them? Like, is that album kind of like that, like groovy, or is that their one hit wonder?
You should listen to the whole record. I think you'll like it. It's got grooves. It's got
Endless
chants.
Birthdays is the name of the record.
And they have a first record before that, and I was listening to some of that as well earlier. I almost brought one of those tracks to the table. But like some of those tracks are more in the Scott Walker realm. So I like it.
Yeah, I don't love Scott. I like Scott.
Right. I like getting spooked out. I think I have a higher, if we want to talk about tolerance levels, I probably have a higher tolerance for Halloween music than you do.
Yeah. Scott is like hard. It's just like, just like, yeah.
I mean, the thing you sang really could also be a Shushu song.
For sure. I heard Shushu doesn't like Scott Walker.
I know. You're the one that told me that. You saw an interview and he was like, I don't really like his music. And then he like covered his mouth. Like he said like a naughty.
Yeah.
Like he said a naughty that you weren't supposed to say.
Yeah.
Essentially, I find that people who make very similar music, but it's not exactly the same, there's a threshold at which you hate each other.
Mm-hmm. It's too similar.
Yeah, I think so. I have a couple friends who, I have one friend who is like writes like he's like a metalhead. Mm-hmm. He wrote an amazing drone metal album recently that's going to come out, but he's a composer. And another composer friend of mine wrote a metal adjacent song. And my initial friend one, fucking hated it. Like, I think it's too close to home. I think when someone like brings that vibe close to your sound, but not exactly your sound.
Yeah, I can relate.
I'm able to handle it. Yeah.
So that's gonna wrap it up. That's going to wrap it for this week.
That's it.
I don't know how often we're going to do this. I like to say it's weekly. I like to bring you new tracks every week, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I don't know what the schedule's going to really be.
I'd be happy to do this weekly, to answer your question. I had like, I called like half of the songs off of a playlist, so I already have a second episode, you know.
That's good. Yeah, and maybe I'll bring some tracks. I don't know.
Yeah, why not?
I don't think that I'm going to surprise you, though.
I kind of like the I don't know, the dynamic is very interesting on the show already, because with the snap filters and you opening and closing it, it seems like you're a host and I'm just like bringing you trinkets.
Yes. Okay. I don't know what else we should say. Follow Tristan on his Instagram and Twitch.
So Instagram
currently spinning.
Twitch is currently spinning, and Instagram is at successful__artist.
Successful artists. Yeah.
The other successful artists were taken.
It's a great time. It's usually like an hour and a half. You do these live snap effects. You do some great visuals. It's a great old time. It's my favorite thing. Like, from the pandemic has torn us apart, but it does feel like a place where you're like with other people, as good as we can get during the pandy.
The pandy? Is this something you came up with?
No, I heard someone else call it the pandy, and I liked it.
That feels very Australian.
It's the pandy.
They make everything really cute. They call things like the pandy.
He's not so pandy's not so bad.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Thanks for listening. Subscribe to the feed. Review it. Tell us if you like the songs. Comment what song you like the most.
Send us an email.
All right. That's it. We'll wrap it up. I don't know. I'll stop recording, I guess.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.